Yes, we are live. All right. Let me get rid of that. Let me message T. Actually, it'd be really weird if T didn't come on stream. That's really the. I don't even know if I've run another stream today. I probably would have just taken the rest of the day off and did another one again tomorrow. But I wanted to talk to T about his experiences. If he says, "Hey, I'm not really available right now," then I'm kind of screwed. I even named this fucking thing talking to T about his experiences. But all right. What up, Basin? Welcome back. Welcome back. How long was it? Was I gone for an hour? Oh, I have to share. Well, I'll share once I call him, then I'll share. Fuck yeah, bro. I was able to cook dinner and eat the motherfucker that quick, baby. Bam! Once the burgers are defrosted, I mean, it really only takes a few minutes per side. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no throw the buns in the fucking toaster while they're cooking right before they finish. Pop them up. You got toasted buns and booyaka, booyaka. Little slice of cheese. A little bit of a jalapeno on that motherfucker. Jalapeno and cheddar go well together. If T's like, nah, I can't, I'm sorry, I'm busy, I'm gonna be like, well, this is all gonna be a weird stream. Sorry, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll probably end up just deleting the stream if he can't talk. Bro, that annoying fucking tinnitus that sounds like jingling shit is just fucking annoying, dude. Which ones cause lots of weird shit, especially after Nike incident mentioned earlier? What? Man, T does not. I don't know. Maybe he's got a fucked up keyboard or something, but he does not communicate well when he types to you. I assume Braun damage, but other people witness sign if the shit. What? Or maybe he's actually brain damaged. I mean, is that what he said? Brain? He said brain damage. I think he meant brain damage. Oh. Hey, T, what's happening? You're on mute right now. I can see it on your little picture thing. It says you're muted. So if you were talking, I couldn't hear you.
How about now?
Now I hear you. How you doing, brother?
Oh, okay. How are you?
Yeah, you know, another day in paradise. The so you earlier when we were on stream or whatever, you were talking about, man, I had this issue with succubuses. I had this issue before, this issue. So what's going on, T? Like when was your first bizarre phenomenon you experienced in reality? Like besides the truth community, we'll say, like not like Mandela effect or anything, but like you personally, when was the first bizarre experience you had?
Well, I'd say my grandfather's house is pretty fucking weird.
What was weird about it?
My brother would never go in there. He'd be outside because he's scared to go in the place. He'd be throwing a football on the roof and catching it the entire fucking time. I'd be inside in this one room where there's this glass French sliding door thing or French, whatever the fuck it is. And I'd see shit in there, like Thanksgiving dinner being prepped and shit. Like an old lady, kids, and I never seen these people in other rooms or any of that, but I'd see their reflections or something through the glass, like they were there. Seems like reflections, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Then I'd turn around and go into the other room and ask, "Is the dinner ready?" And then my father would look at me weird, like, "What dinner?" You know? And my grandfather would give me a banana. And to this day, I hate fucking bananas because I don't know if the guy was senile or what, but he ended up giving me like 12 bananas in one fucking day every fucking time I was over there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I fucking hate bananas.
Damn, dude. Maybe he must have forgot. He must have just been seeing. I was like forgetting of like first 80 gave you. He's like, I'll just give the boy another banana. Like number 9, Grandpa. Right. That's number 9 today, dude. God damn, this dude's obsessed with his little bananas. But so you could like sit. Let's say you were sitting near the dining room, and then in the reflection of the glass, you could literally see a family prepping dinner, and you would walk up and say, "When is dinner ready?" And they would look at you like you were crazy. So did you tell them, like, dude, I seen people over here, like in the reflection, like?
Well, yeah, I mean, I told my brother about it and shit like that, but that wasn't all, man. I mean, that was weird. It turns out that in that same house, which my dad had built for his parents, because the old house that had torn down, they built a new one there. Let's see, that my siblings, when they were younger, they were born in the 60s. They would have dinner in that fucking room, and it would be exactly as I described it.
Really?
Yeah. And so it's like I'm seeing like a movie through this glass of like the past,
the future.
And when, yeah, and when you open the fucking door, it's like the room's being used for storage and shit. And even though it's glass, like you can see through it. Like if you put your head right up to it, you can see all the storage shit. But when it's closed, it's like a fucking blast to the past or something.
What?
And then another time, the same room, like with my back towards that fucking glass sliding doors, I'd be playing with like a puzzle or a Pink Panther coloring book. And if I leave the room, I come back and the puzzle will be put up, and anything that I colored in the book would be undone. And then there was this TV that was never plugged in. And one time I was sitting on the couch staring at this TV, just thinking, and I see something sitting next to me, scared the living shit out of me. And I'd try to run out of the room, but the door would be locked. And I'd be screaming, but nobody would hear me. Then I seen some other weird figure that the dude couldn't tell if he was white or black, but apparently he had drowned. And you know, like this, the color of the flesh is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that thing used to fucking freak me out.
Okay, so you've been tapped in since you were young.
Yeah, I was like 5, like 4, 5, 6 when I went over there.
So what do you think is happening there? Do you actually think that you're slipping between dimensions? Do you think you're seeing parallel realities? What do you think you're seeing?
Well, there's a little bit more to it too, because when I go outside, I'd be tripped by the ground all the fucking time. I used to go out and I'd watch my feet. I'd be picking up pecans because there's a pecan tree or pecan trees. And my dad would want me to go pick pecans, so I would. You know, little kid, fuck it, why not, right? Mm-hmm. Another time, my brother and I started walking down the road. And
wait, T, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off, dude. You said the ground would trip you.
Yeah.
The ground, like you'd be walking along, you'd be looking, and like there ain't nothing bumped up, and then boom, it's like something hits your foot and you fucking trip.
Yeah. All the fucking time, like many times in a fucking row. And I'm not stupid. I knew how to walk. I know what tree roots are. You know what I mean?
Why do I feel like I experienced that myself? Maybe in a dream.
Something all kids go through.
Oh, okay.
But my brother and I were walking down the road for some reason, and we didn't get very far. The blue sky turns pink, the white clouds turn black, and I remember thinking this is like a video game glitch, because like my fucking Nintendo had done that to me. It's like a game called Gumshoe would glitch out all the fucking time.
Yeah, and the colors would go all weird. They'd like invert.
Yeah. And my brother witnessed that shit because he was there. And the next thing I know, it's like, it seems like maybe 10 minutes had passed or something. And then the sky is like blue again with white clouds. And we were heading back because we were weirded out by that.
Well, yeah.
And again, my brother would hold me above this well, like the wishing well type thing, the big ass well that you lower the bucket down in.
Mm-hmm.
He used to hold me above it, drop me, and catch me by the pant leg over and over and over. And I'd see what looked like a body down in the bottom of that fucking well.
Oh my
He never
God.
saw a body, but I'd see it. So this kind of shit fucked with me. I mean, that house was like the weirdest fucking place.
Oh God. I wonder how many times you reality shifted during that. Yeah, I'm sure your brother probably dropped you several times. If he did a bunch of times in a row, he's probably dropped you several times. You probably died a bunch of times during that well scenario.
Well, he used to practice at our house, and he dropped me on my fucking head a few times. I mean, he's a dick, man. Or was a dick. Now he's just old and stupid.
At least he grew up with a model citizen. But anyway, so this was all at the same house, and you said that your grandfather built this house, right? So there wasn't anybody.
No, my father had it built for him. There used to be a house there.
Oh, shit.
My half brother says there was a doctor that lived there that murdered his family. And he told me that at my dad's funeral because we were talking about the grandfather's house for some reason. And he said he didn't like going over there. But that's what he learned about that fucking place, which I don't know if it's true or not. I just know I saw a bunch of weird shit there. There used to be I'd be needing to go to the bathroom. And this place, it seemed like the rooms would change. I don't know if my mind was just stupid and I couldn't memorize shit. But I ended up going the wrong way, and I'd hear a voice be like, "You're not supposed to be in here." And I'd repeat that, and I'd turn around, and I'd go a different fucking way. And then I remember there's my grandmother's dress, because she was dead, on one of those sewing dummies. And it would be in one room as I'm passing by. And then when I walk back the other way, it would be in a different room. And it was just weird shit.
That's bizarre.
Huh?
That's bizarre, dude. So I wonder if certain points in this reality become portals, I guess you could say, like into multiple different dimensions, like what you were just saying. You walk past and that vase, statue, whatever, that object, you could just say, is in the room, and then you walk the other way, now it's in this room over here. It's like maybe you were experiencing multi-different versions of reality in one location or something. Maybe that house is a portal or something like that. I mean, how else can we explain that?
Our brother saw weird shit there. He was scared shit to go in that house. I mean, he always tries to act all big and bad and shit. But even to this day, if you mention it, he start to fucking cry.
Really?
Because when you get that weird feeling, your eyes start to tear up whenever you start having those weird fucking memories of strange shit.
Yeah. He was traumatized.
He'd get that. Yeah.
I wonder what traumatized. Did you ever ask him?
He won't talk about it.
Really?
That's like some of my earliest memories was that fucking place. So after that, all the other weird shit in my life never even fucking fazed me as far as fear or anything. I just usually have a calm, blank look on my face. I imagine that's what I look like because that's what it feels like I'm making. And I'm just wondering, what the fuck? Whether it's sleep paralysis or anything, I'm just like, okay, now what the fuck's going on? Be in bed, a fucking succubus or some shit, or some dude standing at the edge of my bed. Oh, let me tell you that. Unless you have something to say.
Well, no, what I'm wondering is, okay, so you experienced all this other shit after that house, outside of that house, right? It wasn't in the house, a lot of this other shit.
Correct.
So, okay. So did something, do you think that something in that house attached to you, making you susceptible to strange phenomenon? Or do you think just maybe because you were a kid and you were so desensitized to it, it opened you up to these experiences? What do you think?
That's a very strong possibility. And I've only recently started wondering if that's what happened. Because I've always been able to see weird shit that other people couldn't, or say something's about to happen before. Like, we'd be going down the road, coming home from a camping trip. I'd be like, we're going to have a flat. And my dad would be like, shut up, boy. And like 3 seconds later, we have a flat. I mean, just weird shit.
So do you think that something's attached to you? Do you have entity attachments?
I think up until probably maybe 3 weeks ago, yeah. I mean, if you notice, I've been a little bit different the past 3 weeks than when you and I usually talk.
Yeah, you have been.
It's like something gone, you know? It's like, and I'm not fucking complaining. Good fucking riddance.
Yeah, that's a good thing then. That's a really good thing. So what ended up happening to you after that?
Well, if we go in order, I'd say the bike incident, my brother's 10 speed, my parents' dumbass decided to put a fucking child seat on the back of it. And he's like the most irresponsible fucking teenager of all time. Fell down. Well, not fell down. Well, I guess you could say fell down. The bike, you know, just crashed. My lower right eye hits the fucking rock or curb or some shit because he tried to hop up the fucking curb. He claims that he hit a rock. No, that dumb motherfucker tried to rock up the fucking curb and fucking I fell down and smashed my fucking head. Next thing I know, I'm crying. I'm being brought in, sat on the cash register. I'm looking straight out the front of the fucking store. And just out of nowhere, like materialized, there's me like a few years older looking back at me. And I'm seeing through both sets of eyes at the same fucking time. It's weirding my ass out. Me as a kid, all of a sudden just calm, like the baby me or the younger me, the one that got hurt. It's like mind, complete clarity, just staring directly into my eyes, like, what the fuck? And then the other me looking at the younger me, also being like, not what the fuck, but just no thoughts, calm, just staring, you know? And that was weird. And I recognized my face is older, like from memory, but I remember the shirt I was wearing as the older me. It was like a blue and yellow shirt that I ended up getting later that was a shirt I wore in a fucking photograph later on, like for school or some shit.
Oh yeah, you told me that. That's interesting. That's it. What do you think that was? What do you think happened there?
I have no fucking idea. I think my brain just fucking glitched, the temporal lobe or some shit. I don't know. I hit my head. I just assumed it was like some kind of fucking brain damage.
Yeah, you hit the lower part of your right orbital pretty bad, and it split you open.
Well, no. Well, it was my underneath my right eye. It was like the front of my head. So I'm not sure what part of the head that is, like as far as this lobe and that lobe, but like what operates what in the brain. But that was a strange fucking experience.
Yeah, that's definitely strange.
My mom, who was manic and apparently she hated my dad, especially after the shock treatments. She had this like, she ended up hurting her back in this hospital bed, a used hospital bed. And she never slept on it, so they started putting me on it. Because when I was little, I had a bedwetting problem. And this thing was basically covered in fucking plastic. And I ended up hearing voices in my head being on that. Not just voices, it's like you could tell the ethnicity of people. Like this one's Chinese, this one's black, just because of the way they talk. You know what I mean? The accents and shit.
Yeah.
And later on, after my parents divorced and I moved to Nebraska and I come back and I'm sleeping on that bed again, the voices come back. And they're like telling me, kill your father, kill your brother. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, no. But strong voices that are distinct, like you can actually understand what the fuck they're saying, not just mumble jumble, not like you're ugly, you're stupid, you're dumb, not the schizophrenic shit, like actual fucking weird ass voices.
Well, so, give me an example. Like, what would it say? How would it sound?
Well, like I said, it would like
kill your dad. It would just say just like that, kill your father.
Yeah, and other shit. And I was like, others would be like screaming in pain, you know?
What?
And screaming like, help me and shit like that. Yeah, I hear voices like saying, help me and shit. Now, this was a used bed from a hospital, which apparently was from like the 5th fucking floor, which I guess is where they put the really fucked up patients.
Oh. So did anybody else experience that too? Or was it just you? Like, did you say, hey, bro, lay in this bed and do you hear voices? Like, was it just you?
It's just me.
And there's something, well, then there's something either wrong with you, T, or something right with you. I mean, it either depends on how you want to look at it, but there's something going on with you where you're tapped into something or psychic or something like that, right? Unless it's plastic. If you laid on any other plastic couch, would you hear voices?
No.
Okay.
There'd be times where I'd be like skateboarding and I need to leave and I start walking, but I get the impression that I'm going to get jumped, and I'd have like a visual, like this person in an orange coat's going to attack me. So I'd go the other way and then cross the street, and then I'd look across down the alley, and there'd be somebody in an orange coat right there waiting where I would have been.
Yeah, so you're having like premonition. Isn't that a premonition? Like this is about to happen and it happens. That's a premonition. So that means you're psychic or something. Have you ever tried to develop it?
I don't know how to fucking develop shit, dude. This shit just does it on its fucking own, and
that's what I feel like too. Yeah, dude, that's how I feel. It's like, man, when odd phenomena happens, like I don't get. It's not like I'm developing into this super conscious that's getting more capable with it. Shit just happens when it happens. I just have the ability to see weird shit when it happens. But I'm sorry, I cut you off. Continue, dude.
I had this ex-girlfriend, and she's like, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. What is it? I quickly, without thinking, placed my hand on her forehead, and I'm like, 67. She freaks the fuck out, calls her fucking mom, and starts telling her that shit. Another time, when I was living in this apartment, there was like this Nautica bottle, cologne, whatever, was on the TV. I'm standing like 6 feet away from it. She's on the futon, and the thing just flies off towards me and lands in front of me on the ground. And she's like freaking out, and then she calls her fucking mom.
T, you may not believe this, but when you just told that story, the number in my head that I almost belched out was 76. And then you said 67, which was actually the reverse of it. But I was like, damn, that was almost the number I said. I almost just belched out 76. When you're like, I touched your head, I almost said 76. You're like 67. I'm like, did he really just fucking say the inverse of what I was thinking? That's interesting. But anyways, so what else happened?
Well, I'm trying to explain the number thing. It's like, if you're put on the spot, you can't do it. If you need to fucking see something or know something, it's got to come naturally in the fucking moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you try to force it, you're never going to get it right. That's why nobody wins the fucking lottery. But if you just magically get numbers popped in your fucking head, write those motherfuckers down.
You think it matters? So do you think that there are good entities trying to send messages into our mind too?
Not me. Fuck.
No.
Unless that one that was trying to protect me from getting jumped, but it's probably like self-preservation for that motherfucker.
So,
because like I said, there's something else in my head that's dark. Like I was never able to make a fucking decision for myself. If I wanted chocolate ice cream, something in my fucking brain would make me say vanilla. It's like, I don't want motherfucking vanilla. I want motherfucking chocolate. But I ended up getting the fucking vanilla. It's like every fucking decision of my life up until 3 weeks ago has basically been that fucking way.
Dude, I do something similar to that too, actually. And I think about like I know the one I want, but I'll get another one. But maybe that's just because I'm like trying to try a new flavor and see if I like that one too. So, but
no, I'd be arguing.
Really,
I'd be in the back of my own mind screaming, "Don't do this! Don't do this!" And I'd end up doing the shit any fucking way. So it's like, oh my God. I'm a passenger in my own fucking brain.
Dude, this shit.
And up until 3 weeks ago, that's the way it was. It was like, holy shit.
What happened 3 weeks ago?
I'm not really sure.
I mean, you just woke up feeling different one day?
Kind of. I think somebody treated me different for the first time in my fucking life. That was just like, okay, it proved this motherfucker wrong, and that motherfucker left. Like you, intrusive thoughts. Some things you'll never think. And you know what I thought of my ex, right? I thought she was great. And it ain't her fault that she had a stroke. It's not her fault that she gets mad and does that 51st date shit where she gets violent or something. After she or her mom or whatever and them ended the relationship, this voice in my fucking head was like, Jesus, man, not even the cripple loves you. It's like, that's something I would never fucking call her. Mm. And then when that fucking popped in my head, it's like, okay, that's definitely not me. Mm. But like, this motherfucker's getting bolder. It's like, what the fuck? But unless you have something to say, I could go back in time and talk about some shit at my dad's house in Arkansas.
Well,
after we moved, because there's a few weird shit there too.
Yeah, I do want you to talk about that. I want to kind of keep this story in chronological order. Like, just I want you to tell me all your phenomenons from the beginning to the end in chronological order. I mean, even if we have to have a second conversation, but I did want to ask you, shit. Now, T, actually, it slips my mind. I did have a question just now to ask you on what you had just said, but I'm sorry, it slips my mind. But yeah, go.
Into the inside of your head with the intrusive thoughts.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you because I've been talking about the mind virus for years now, and you've been watching my channel for at least 5 years, and it's like, but you just recently realized it was happening, like 3 weeks
Like
ago.
I said, it's like like if it's with you so long,
You think it's you?
it's been a part of you that entire fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like split personality. I don't know if it's entity. I don't know if it's just an overlay or what. But like I said, I've been feeling like batshit fucking crazy for years.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like I was when I was 5. So it's like 40 years of fucking complete and total fucking hell in my head and not knowing how to react or how to interact with people because everything I seem to do seemed to be fucking wrong. Like the very first time I ever left my fucking house, I get jumped by about 5 or 6 fucking kids of different ages, like my age, 3 years older and 8 years older and whatever, just brutally fucking beaten. Mm-hmm. Then I go home, then I get beaten by my brother and some other shit. So I just didn't know how really to react to anybody.
Yeah, T, you were traumatized. You were a traumatized and abused kid, and that is how they react, man. Sometimes they lash out, they act. My brother D was the same way. He lashed out. He had a lot of weird behaviors growing up, and as an adult, he's like, man, I don't know what I was thinking. But it's like, dude, you first off, you were a kid, and you were going through hell, so you weren't really thinking, and you didn't have much capacity to think, anyways. And second off, that is what abused kids do. They lash out, they become evil, they do weird shit. That like if I told you some of the shit he did, you'd be like, oh my god. But I mean, he was do like violent shit, and that a lot of time happens with abused kids and traumatized kids. So yeah, you actually reacted normally, I would say, to it. Not everybody goes dark or turns evil. A lot of people, become depressed and miserable. And I know you experienced depression too, but yeah, go ahead. Tell me what happened at your the other house or whatever.
Okay, I can start with the succubus, which I already mentioned in chat, so I don't know if you want me to mention that again.
But basically, yeah, just give me a quick explanation of what happened.
I just decided to sleep backwards on my bed one day at the foot instead of the fucking head, and I thought it was maybe just the electronics from the like window fan that I had that that shit could fuck with the brain, cause sleep paralysis. Mm-hmm. But I'm laying on my back. I got my arms behind my head. I'm fully fucking dressed because shit always fucking happened, and you never know what the fuck's gonna happen. So you stay dressed just in case. Oh, there's a fucking fire, or oh, somebody comes over, or whatever. Or that's just something my family always did because you never know, like bad neighborhood, blah blah blah. Mm. So it's a habit. So I'm laying on my back, I'm asleep. Next thing I know, it feels like I'm being jacked off or something right to me. And I'm like I'd say almost a climax, but not climax. And I open my eyes thinking, what the fuck? It's only me and my dad in this house, and it better not be that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I know.
But the thought goes through your head, like, what the fuck's happening? I open my fucking eyes, and there's this gray fucking mist above me, and I can't fucking move. And it's moaning, and it sounds like a hot chick porn style fucking moan. And then all of a sudden it goes type shit, and just disappears into like this little cutout of the crow that I had on the wall as a decoration because I decorated my room with fucking metal posters and fucking weird shit from magazines.
And what happened? It left and it became the shape of the crow, you said?
No. It turned into a fucking mist. Like it was a mist, but it went from like a big fucking form to like a thin form. It just went to like this spot in the wall where this the cutout was.
Oh, okay.
And when I was able to get up, I went, stole a pack of my dad's smokes, and I smoked half a fucking pack. Wondering what the fuck just happened. Same room, I'd have a habit of unscrewing the light bulb every night because my dad would like to wake me up in the morning by turning on the fucking light, and I didn't want to wake up ever. I hated life. I hated school. And
how old are you
I
at
had
this
severe
time?
acne. I had acne so bad that my face, my pillow would get stuck to my face.
Oh
And
my
it wouldn't be
god!
just any pillow. It'd be a down pillow, one of those big, heavy motherfuckers. And I'd be like, I'm not going to school today. He goes, the fuck you aren't, boy. I'm like, look at me, goddammit. And he'd be like, oh. So I'd pull the fucking pillow off my face type shit. So I'd unscrew the fucking bulb and I'd go to bed. One night I woke up, sleep paralysis, and there's this dude standing at the edge of my bed, dressed like Mr. Rogers. Now, I can't remember, because I think it happened 3 times, and each time it was like a different fucking sweater, one pink, one yellow, one blue, and fucking those penny loafer fucking shoes and slacks. Like, it wasn't my dad, because my dad wasn't skinny, and my dad always carried a flashlight and walked around in his boxers at night, you know? This motherfucker looked like that Applegate motherfucker from the Heaven's Gate cult. What's his name, Applegate? Whatever the fuck that dude's name was.
I don't remember.
And I remember, I'm looking at that motherfucker, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? That's my first and only fucking thought. I don't care who it is. I don't care what else is happening outside or the rest of the house.
Yeah, really. What are you doing standing at the base of my bed, dude?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing here?
And I hear that same thought of mine being projected back into my own brain as if it's coming from them in like an electronic booming voice inside my head, but I could hear it. It wasn't like a thought, you know, with no sound. This was like booming fucking, what are you doing type shit with some slight electrical crackle and shit. And my room is totally fucking lit up. Keep in mind, I unscrew that fucking light bulb every goddamn night. That's just what the fuck I did.
And it was bright, like bright.
Yeah, bright. And there's a few other instances where my room lit the fuck up in the middle of the fucking night when there's no light bulb there at all. Just
oh my goodness.
Weird shit.
So T, let me ask you something. I mean, now, well, since 3 weeks ago, it's almost a waste of time for me to ask this question, but I do want to ask just anyways, because up until 3 weeks ago, you've lived this way. Did you ever question your sanity? Like, man, maybe I'm going fucking crazy. Like, am I losing my mind? Like, things are fucking me while I'm sleeping. Fucking lights are turning on when there's literally like,
you fucking know I think I'm fucking crazy. I mention it all the goddamn time. Okay. I tell you, I'm batshit fucking nuts.
I know, but did you like, were you telling your dad? Were you telling like school counselors or something? Were you telling people about like, yeah, I think I'm fucking? I mean, they probably would have doped you to the gills anyways. It's good you didn't, but I'm wondering why you, if you did, what you did, who did you talk to, what happened?
Well, some other events, some people would see and they'd witness the shit. I mean, other than my ex-girlfriend and the number 67 and shit like that. I mean, there's a lot of the shit was witnessed.
Yeah, that's right. Like you made premonitions right in front of people and stuff. So you knew, yeah. So really you knew you weren't crazy, right? You knew something odd's happening, but I'm not crazy.
Well, the crazy comes from the sadistic, Macaulay Culkin and the Good Son type shit that I went through for a while. The shit that fucking turned my ass vegan, even though I wanted to be vegan as a kid and I was forced to eat the fucking meat and I got my ass beat if I didn't. And you mentioned like somebody killed a lizard. Well, I was traumatized by the same fucking thing. My brother and his friend were going fishing. They dragged me along. They didn't get my shoes. I'm walking on glass and rocks. They find a lizard. They put it in a tackle box. They close the lid. They cut the fucking thing in half. It's bleeding all over. They were always killing shit in front of me. My brother was forcing me to watch Faces of Death and shit while laughing and all kinds of shit. He put me in the back of the fucking TV, those big Zenith fucking TVs with the Masonite back. And screwed it together for some fucking reason. He said it was to put me in there with Freddy Krueger, but I wasn't afraid of Freddy Krueger. I didn't even know what the fuck Freddy Krueger was. I didn't give a shit. I just didn't understand why I was being put in a fucking TV.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man, I had like a very fucked up, weird childhood.
Yeah.
Neighborhood where I always got jumped. My shit was always stolen. And
Yeah,
I don't
T,
know. I grew up to really fucking hate people,
it
and I didn't
sounds
want to
like you
fucking
had a
hate people.
horrible childhood. It sounds like you had a horrible childhood and upbringing. Um, I'd say if you're not in prison for murder or in a psych hospital on psych meds, then overall you're probably actually doing really good for the stuff that you went through. Most people don't go through a life like that and come out on the other side okay. But go ahead and continue what you're saying before I cut you off.
This is unrelated, but my mom's such a fucking bitch. She hated my dad so goddamn much. Every day for years, like at least 4 fucking years, she'd be asking me, "Did your dad molest you? Think about it. Did this happen?" And painting fucking
Oh my
pictures in my
god.
fucking head. And every time I'd say fucking no. Then she had the preachers fucking ask me, and the school counselors ask me, every day for fucking years, right?
Ugh, your mom's
Every week,
sadistic.
every Tuesday, every Thursday, the counselor would be fucking blah blah. Until one day I cracked and believed this shit was true, and I thought my dad fucking molested me, and he never fucking did. So I was always like weird, like anybody around me. I just didn't want to be touched. I didn't want to be looked at. I didn't want to be fucking talked to. I usually wanted to be left the fuck alone, especially with all the other shit going on in my brain with, seeing shit, people that aren't fucking there, people telling me things and they're not fucking there, seeing things before they fucking happen, or getting my ass beat for something I didn't fucking do because somebody else did and said I did it. I was just going fucking nuts, man.
As you should have been. I mean, for that environment, that's usually what happens to people. They go nuts in an environment like that. Um, so, so you dealt with a lot of abuse. You were seeing weird phenomena since you were a little kid. Um, so that's nothing happened. Okay, so you said 3 weeks ago somebody talked to you, or so no, you said somebody showed you kindness. That somebody, I guess, was somebody you weren't expecting to show you kindness, or you said or something, and then after that, it proved the voice wrong that was in your head, and then the voice just left.
Yeah, and it wasn't just kindness. I mean, you can tell when somebody's being sincere,
Yeah.
be it online, real life, or whatever.
Mhm.
Like you can say "I love you" to somebody, not fucking mean it. The other person may or may not fucking believe it, but if they really mean it, you can feel it. You can tell it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm.
It's a big fucking difference. And just that just was like it cleared shit up. It's like, what the fuck, you know? That means anybody that was ever fucking nice to me in my life was probably full of shit.
Dude. A lot of people are full of shit. A lot of people are actors and stuff. But I do think that there are still good people. I mean, I hope. I hope. What is a good? How many good people do you know in your life?
Maybe 5, counting you.
I
And
guess that's about what I
the
would know
others,
too. About 5 good people. Personally, I'm saying.
they, yeah. Now, whether they had ulterior motives or something to gain from helping me out or vice versa, or I don't know, but
No,
they're
no.
kinder than everyone else. They're not beating the shit out of me. They're not stealing my stuff. They're not making me feel like I'm going to be a serial killer one fucking day. You know what I mean? It was,
Did you have any normal so your mom was obviously a sadistic weirdo. When you were with your dad, was he normal?
he grew up, his parents, Great Depression, cheapskate, fucking hoarder, kind of paranoid that the government was doing some study on him, some behavior study. Um,
Dude, you just mentioned
yes.
earlier that he was going through electroshock therapy, and maybe he was telling the truth,
No, no, no,
bro.
no. Not him going through electroshock therapy. He had my mom committed because she was batshit fucking nuts, and he signed off on her getting electric shock therapy.
Oh, what made him think that the government was doing experiments on him?
Because everywhere he'd go, people would know his name and act like they're like observing his behavior and other shit. And a bunch of shit would always
Gang
go wrong
stalking.
every day, like it was planned, like planned events, like gang stalking. But I'm like, Dad, were you wearing your fucking work shirt with your name on it? And shit like that. But he'd be like in a truck with a coworker and they'd hear some shit on the radio and think, hey, this truck is bugged. And then they'd find the bug in the truck. So
it sounds like he
it's a
was telling the
mix.
truth about something.
Some of it, yeah. Maybe not all of it, but some of it. And it was a work truck. He worked for the city of Paris in Paris, Texas. He was like the third highest ranking fucker there. So
what the hell? Oh, that's weird. So T, maybe there's something going on with your family. Maybe it's not just you. Maybe even your dad was being affected by something. That's interesting.
I think my family might be fucking cursed for some damn reason or something in the DNA. Hell, I keep like praying I'm fucking adopted.
Do you know what your blood type is?
My father's was O. My mom was AB. What'd she say? Negative or something? And I think I'm supposed to be A positive. I'm not sure. Never actually got it.
I think I'm O negative, if I remember correctly. O negative. But I don't know. I mean,
that's a great fucking band. Fucking band.
That's a great band. Yeah, they were. They had to go. The other song, the other day when we were talking about Typo Negative, and I was playing it in my head. The name of the song is Christian Woman. I love that song. Christian Woman. All of them. Actually, a lot of
them don't know what it is since that motherfucker's gone.
Dude, what's weird is I heard he didn't even take his band serious. That's what I heard. I heard other people say, no, he was really serious. But I've heard people say, dude, Peter Steele, really, he didn't even take it that serious, the band. I'm like, really? They had some great songs, though. It sounded like he was taking it serious.
I heard they fucked up, and when they signed their first contract, they only got $10,000 for it, and they were stuck touring for like many, many years, not getting paid shit because of that.
Oh my god, dude! Those music industry people, those music industry businessmen, are some of the most evil, demonic. Like they literally are like modern day slave owners in a weird way. They just do it in a paper way, and it's all legal. It's like, well, dude, you're still being a demonic fucking slave driver. Though, like, look what you did to this guy. Like, those are some of the lowest demonic businessmen, are some of the nastiest people in the world.
I have to agree.
But
then again, you got Hollywood, the Weinsteins and shit, fucking raping women, and be like, okay, you can have a like role in the movie now. Or
Harvey Weinstein, right? Yeah, man, that dude looked like Quasimodo too. Could you imagine having to have sex with that fucking weirdo? Ooh. Hey, look, at the end of the day, I don't want to hear anything about it, sweetheart. If you agreed to do it, but it was to live my dream. You still agreed to do it though. Like you fucked that guy, and then you got that position, and you made $10 million in your next movie. If you want to out the dude and say, oh, he raped me, well, then you got to give the money back too. You can't like you took advantage of a great situation and you regretted it. That's what really happened. You took advantage of a fucking situation to get that big part, get that big money, and you jumped on it literally. And you fucked that ogre looking ass motherfucker, and now you just regret it. But they're all fucking weird. That dude actually ain't even shit. I don't know how much you've looked into that kind of shit, but that guy's actually just, an ugly creep taking advantage of a woman. But if you really look into that, it's like celebrity, dude, that shit gets real dark, bro.
Oh yeah, it does.
Like real dark. It's just like, whoa, man, I don't even like looking at this shit no more.
I don't waste my time with it anymore. I'm like, fuck it, it's outside of me. I can't do anything about it. Who cares?
Yeah, dude. That's true too. I agree with that, T. That's true. It's all just distractions. But I mean, it got so dark back then when I was even into the conspiracy. It got so dark that I couldn't even look at it no more. I was like, okay, I can't look at this shit no more. I mean, it just bothered me that bad. Just it got so dark, and I don't know how to explain other than that. It just got so dark, and I was like, oh man, this shit's gross to me. What a disgusting reality. But so what other weird phenomenons did you have after that?
Okay. Same fucking house in Arkansas. I wake up at, I believe it was 1:47 a.m. I get up. I walk to the kitchen in the fucking dark. I take a fucking Solo cup. I put it underneath the Brita. It's not the pitcher. It's that big dispenser thing. I start to fill it with water. I drop the cup. Next thing I know, I'm back in bed. I open my eyes. The clock says 1:47. I get up, thirsty as fuck. I walk to the kitchen, and there's my cup still moving on the floor.
Still moving on the floor? What do you mean? Oh,
because
like it had
apparently
dropped
I
and
had
it
gotten
was
up.
and it was like rolling. You're saying,
Yeah,
and there
like it
was
literally
there
just been.
spilled water too?
I don't think I actually got any water in it. I just picked up the cup and was starting to put water in it, and the next thing I know, I'm back in bed.
Oh, what the hell?
Another time, same location, the kitchen, in the dark. Um, I can't remember what the fuck I was doing, but I was at the sink, and I'm looking out the kitchen window, and suddenly the room's starting to glow blue, and I'm starting to feel like strong static sensation and hearing kind of like a crackle. I turn around, there's this blue fucking orb coming up from the floor, and this thing's trying to fucking touch me, and I'm dodging it. And I did some fucking weird ass moves, like Matrix style moves meets Kramer from fucking Seinfeld, fucking weird movements, trying to dodge this fucker because it's like static clean. I move, and this thing goes past me, whips past the dishes that are in the drainer, whatever the fuck it is, and they kind of fall over like dominoes afterwards, like a few seconds after, like, and this thing's moving around and going vroom, vroom, sounding like that shit. I'm doing my best not to get touched by this motherfucker because I knew stories of like will-o-wisp and shit, that lure people to their deaths and all kinds of stuff. So I wasn't about to touch this motherfucker because I didn't know what it was. And I managed to break away from it and jump behind the fucking couch in the living room. And then I proceeded to smoke about a pack of cigarettes because I had no idea what the fuck was going on. And that was a weird fucking moment.
And was all of this stuff happening in Arkansas?
My grandfather's house was in Texas, Roxton, Texas.
Okay.
And the other house, the nastiest house of them all, that was in Paris, Texas. Well, the hospital bed and
Okay.
the violent assholes. In Arkansas, it was just weird shit nonstop.
Weird shit nonstop.
Like you could walk up to my father's window in his bedroom, and if you stand a certain spot in a certain way, and you put your like hand over your eyes, like you're looking across the distance, you get this weird electric cold chill going through you. Like you're not the only one standing in that fucking spot doing that at that exact moment. And I'd have other people stand there and try it. And they'd be like, well, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, right? They're like, what is that? I was like, I have no fucking idea.
Wait.
But
There was a
anytime you stand
spot
there-
you would stand there and do what now? What would you do in that spot?
All right, like if you're standing out in the field and you put your hand over your eyes, like you're shielding your eyes from the sun,
Yeah.
and you're looking off into the distance, if you do that, standing in that spot, you get the fucking feel, that electric chill, like you're not the only one there.
What the fuck? How did you even figure that out?
I just had an idea to do it.
Really?
I just stand there and I'm like, kind of like, how do you explain this? It's like a thought without a thought, like an urge to do it.
Yeah,
You know
this
what I
has
mean?
happened to me. I know exactly what you mean. This has happened to me several times. Yeah. So you walked up there and you just thought, I'm going to lift my hand up like I'm blocking the sun's light, and boom, all of a sudden I feel like I'm not the only one doing this shit right now.
Not the only one doing it, but the one in that exact same spot, location, and time. Like something like some invisible thing, I'm standing on it, and that motherfucker's inside me at the time.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
I wonder. So you had to literally get into a certain position in a certain spot to align yourself with some invisible entity that was sitting in that same exact type of position. And then when you felt it, you didn't get like a great communication or, hey, I'm a dead person and I need you to do this for me. No, you just instantly felt uneasy about it and left that position?
Yeah. Then I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to try something. Stand here. And people get freaked the fuck out. I had my friend Don do it. My friend Michael do it. I had Dominic do it. I had this kid named Scotty do it. Every fucking one that tried it was like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, dude, I have no idea.
What the dude? Does this house still exist that you're talking about?
No, I think they demolished it. After my dad died, my brother sold it, and I didn't get my half. He bought some fucking piece of shit cab over fucking JB Hunt truck and bought tires for it, and the tires cost my half of the fucking inheritance. So I believe they tore it down and they just used it as pasture. It was on 8 acres there in Canaan, Arkansas, just outside of Marshall.
Damn, man. Well, there goes that fucking squandered opportunity. I was gonna say, let's go there now, man. I want to stand in that spot and see what it felt
My
like.
grandfather's house still exists.
So, real quick, explain to me how did it feel like? You just felt, you knew, yo, I'm not the only one standing here right now. There's something else in my body right now. How did it? Well, yeah, like try to explain how that felt to me.
And there's also this other kid named Jerry I had tried. He's the one that got freaked out the fucking most because he always claimed to be like sensitive to like fucking ghosts and shit like that. So I decided like test it, you know, I'm like, let's see if other people can see this shit. I just said, stand here, nothing. Stand here, nothing. I'm like, okay, now stand here. And the dude totally freaked the fuck out because I did an ABC fucking test, you know.
Mm. You tested him in spots you knew weren't that spot to see if he really reacts to it.
Yeah. And I had one more spot afterwards just to make sure.
What?
But he didn't really want to go in that last spot because he's like, no, man, I ain't standing there. I'm like, why? You already stood in the worst one.
you already fell into the trap I knew you were gonna hit, motherfucker. So you ain't got nothing to worry about. Just go do the 4th spot for science. Oh my god, that's crazy. That is crazy. I would have loved that. I would love so. And you just hated the way it felt when you felt it, though.
I don't know if I hated it. It just felt weird and kind of different. Like an electrical magnetic current going through you is kind of cold. You get this weird chills, shivers thing going down your spine. Like, you know, your hair stands up on the back of your fucking neck and on your arms, goosebumps type shit. And you start to feel uncomfortable, like you're holding something that you're not supposed to hold.
Really?
Does that make sense?
Dude, that's super fascinating. That's interesting.
Oh, shit. I remember another thing at my grandfather's house. Remember I told you about the Pink Panther puzzle and fucking coloring books and shit, or Pink Panther coloring book and the puzzle, how the shit would always be put up when I leave the room. I'd come back like just 2 minutes later and everything would be put away.
Or yeah.
Once I was coloring and some lady out of nowhere just comes up, rubs her fingers down my spine and says, everything's okay, everything's all right. And says it a couple times. And I'm like looking at her, wondering what the fuck. And then I leave the room. I come back, that lady's gone. And it turns out there was never, ever a woman in that house whenever it was me, my brother, my grandfather. A woman had never been there and visited at all. That was weird. I tried to scream, hey, who was that? And they tried saying it was Margaret, but Margaret didn't look like that. You know what I mean?
Dude, are you an alien baby?
I have no fucking clue, man.
Oh my god, dude.
Brain damage or fucking nuts.
Bro, they started experimenting, fucking around, looking at your dad, and then they were like, no, it's the kid. And then they started fucking with you, and now you're all fucking haunted by all these weird people and all this weird shit, bro. Are they aliens? Are they ghosts? Are they disembodied spirits? What do you think they are?
I don't know, but if you want to get into some weird shit, we go into sleep paralysis and seeing these fucking odd Thomas looking motherfucking things everywhere. These shadow creatures and like little gremlin looking things, but jagged, but you can't, no, not solid. You can't see any features. You just see the outlines, the humanoid shapes.
Oh, you've seen those
sound and they
jagged ones. Those jagged ones. They look like a bunch of diagonal lines. Are you saying like that? They look like
those motherfucking aliens from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, man.
I never seen that movie.
Dude, you gotta watch that fucking cartoon. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, is it? There's 10 million things I've got to watch, dude. I don't know. I think I've seen those like electrical looking entities where they're like look like a zebra, but they're like diagonal like this. They're like electric.
Do you hear crackling noises? Like,
oh, dude, constantly.
Electric in the air, and you hear crackling noise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Then, and then it's like the air is like stale, like, almost like ozone or some shit. Like the air is completely fucking different. Right?
Yeah, it feels like a
Yeah.
gritty electrical feelings, almost like dirty. I don't know how to explain, like dirty electric.
Oh, I know exactly what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah, I don't like the way it feels. It's an uncomfortable feeling. Their presence is annoying, and I mean, I can sense their presence, dude. Like I say that all the time. I don't know if people believe it. I can literally sense their presence when they come in, when they come into the room, when they like, and it just makes me question: where are they coming from? Where the fuck are they? Like, where's their location? Like, how do they even travel? Why isn't he just or it whatever it is just appearing next to me? No, literally
They're there
moves
all the time. They're
into
in
the
the room
room.
with you now. They never fucking left. You occupy the same space. Everything is one. That's the best I can explain it. Now, anytime you see these things, that means something is dying or dead or gonna die very fucking soon, or a big fucking tragedy. That movie, Thomas had it 100% fucking right.
The movie what?
Because anytime you get these like shadow creatures, like if it's sleep paralysis, and you can see these, I'm not talking about the tall humans or the Hat Man. I'm talking about these little fucking, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Let's just call them gremlins, for lack of a better fucking word. Or bodatches. I think that's what Dean Koontz calls them. They show up whenever there's going to be death. It don't matter if it's an animal. It don't matter if it's people. They show up before it fucking happens. And I've seen these things quite a few times. And sometimes I'm not even sleep paralysis. Sometimes I'm just sitting up in a fucking couch, just calm as fucking whatever, Hindu cows, they say in Fight Club, staring straight in front of me. And all of a sudden, shit was suddenly changed. The air changed. That feeling that we just talked about.
Yeah.
And these fucking transparent shadow fucking creatures would just start walking in front of me. Sometimes they get right in my face, trying to see if I notice them. I'm calm as fuck looking right at the motherfucker without letting him know I'm looking right at the motherfucker. Like my sister's house, the day before her dog was being put to sleep, these fucking things come through the fucking sliding glass door to the backyard. There's no porch, there's no deck. It's just a back fucking yard. They come in, like they walk through the fucking glass, don't even open it or anything, just walk through. About 8 of these motherfuckers go downstairs to the basement, and one just comes off straight towards me on the couch. The dog is acting all weird. My sister and her husband usually let the dogs in their fucking room at night. Well, they forgot that dog that night. And so he was hanging around me for a little bit, and he got scared, and he starts going pining at the door, wanting in, after these things show the fuck up. And the next day, they put that dog to sleep. So I think it has something to do with the dog.
Oh my God. So you think that there's like a cleanup crew? Yep, this one's about to die. Now these entities must show up, and they just like linger around and wait for you to die, and then what? Do they eat you or something?
I don't know. I was in extended stay motel there in Carrollton, Georgia. I think that's the name of the town. I was staying there for a while, and I was in my room, and I was asleep or going to sleep. I hadn't quite gone to sleep yet. And I started seeing these creatures again. And then I was able to actually get up this time. I went to the fucking window, looked out, and there's an ambulance about 3 or 4 rooms down pulling somebody out. So I assumed they were there for them.
Dude, what the fuck is going on? So,
and what's weird is all these things, all these different experiences, all of them fucking strange. From floating in the fucking air inside the fucking semi with my nose bumping up against the fucking ceiling, and I'm not able to fucking move, towards having OBEs, or I guess OBEs, like sleep paralysis and forcing myself to move, crawling on the fucking floor, climbing over my fucking shoes, and then falling asleep. The next thing I know, I'll wake up, I'm back in the fucking futon again. Like I never got up and crawled. And I mean, like gravity and everything was against me getting up and moving, but I made myself fucking move. And it was like impossible. Like imagine if you had like 1,000 fucking weights on you and you trying to move with all that. That'd be difficult, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it was like. I'm crawling on the fucking floor. Like, why would I crawl? Why would I not just fucking stand up? It's because I couldn't stand. But I could make myself fall out of fucking bed. And I could drag myself with my fucking arms very fucking slowly. And you can't move around shoes and shit when you can barely fucking move. So you climb over them.
So what were
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what were you getting away from? Was it simply just the location of your bed that was contaminated and you were trying to move away from that bubble? Why isn't this thing following
I was just
you?
wanting to be able to move because sleep paralysis happened a lot. And this time I decided I'm going to fucking move. So that time I might have been out of my fucking body and I just didn't turn around and see my body sleeping on the futon.
Oh, okay.
But what's weird is I felt the shoes. I felt the fucking carpet. I felt the fucking corner of the fucking chair legs, like the computer desk. I remember feeling the fucking gravity and like, holy fuck, this is slow moving shit. Like, why can't I fucking move or move quicker? It felt like I weighed 500 fucking pounds.
Yeah, that's how I felt on them fucking shrooms, bro. I hate that drug. But anyways, dude, so
Here's the fucked up thing. A lot of that shit, I was completely fucking sober. As a kid, sober. Teenager, well, I never tried weed or alcohol until 14. I only done it once. After about, I don't know, 12 fucking experiences at my fucking father's house, I started getting heavy into weed, drinking all the fucking time, and popping whatever the fuck I can that anybody had laying around. One time I tried to kill myself with Prozac and a fucking full bottle of Jim Beam. You have the Jim Beam or Southern Comfort, I can't fucking remember. Big ass jug. Drink it fucking all. My friend's just there watching me. He's the one that gave me the shit. Like, yeah, thanks, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Jesus, dude. So, and did you, when you numbed yourself with drugs and shit, did it slow down the amount of strange phenomenon happening?
No.
No, it got worse.
I don't know if it got worse. It was at least the same pace, but at least I felt like, I don't know, different. I was trying to feel anything different rather than hate myself, hate the world, hate other people. Always constantly trying to kill myself and think of ways of killing myself. I just tried to numb myself with drugs and just didn't give a shit. And then the weird experiences from controlling the fucking weather, which witnesses and showed them how to fucking do it, and they did it, and so on and so forth, and just weird shit. I just think, okay, I'm in like some kind of fucking virtual reality. Before the movie The Matrix, I'm like, I'm some kind of glitched out NPC, and this place is designed to fuck with me. Well, and that was my thought for years.
Just now, when you said that you were a glitched out NPC, those electrical pops went and popped right behind my TV. So maybe that's a indication that you may have hit the nail on the head. Maybe it's totally off, but hopefully you're not just NPCs, and hopefully you're not a glitched out NPC. But it appears that that's sort of what's going on. I mean, that's one way to word it, but there's something going on with you, T, and I don't know what made you that way, to where these things would happen to you, but these things seem to be happening to you pretty commonly. What do you think it is? What do you think's going on there? Do you think it's something in your blood? It's something in your family? It's something. What do you think's going on there? Do you think you're just literally a glitched NPC? Is that what you truly believe?
I have no idea. I know there's people that make up shit because they want attention and shit. And trust me, the one thing I don't fucking want is goddamn attention. Because all I ever had was negative attention. And then I don't want people thinking, oh, I'm a freak. He's crazy. You never know what he's gonna do. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck what other people think.
People the vibe of like people thought I was satanic when I wasn't. So I played off of that because I wanted people to like not jump me, beat me up anymore, not start shit with me. Like, just leave me the fuck alone. So I try to put off that fucking vibe, but I think that made it fucking worse. I think that invited more shit.
So do you think that everybody's dealing with this shit, or do you think that you opened yourself up and you were specifically dealing with this shit? Or you just thought you think everybody else is dealing with it as well, but you could just have a better way that you're tuned in and you could see it and notice it better?
I don't think anybody dealt with at least 90% of the shit I dealt with, because everybody seemed to be well adjusted. Everybody seemed to be nice and calm to each other. They seemed to look at me like I was the fucking devil, and I never knew why. That's why I asked earlier. It's like, what the fuck I do to piss Sky Daddy off? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just a kid. Here's me as a kid. This is how fucking different I was. I lived in a house that was nasty as fuck, shed carpeting that had never been vacuumed, paint peeling off the house. It's sloping because it's built on like a fucking swamp, basically.
Home sweet
The
home.
size of the house is taken apart because the fucking pipes are always leaking. There's rats. They probably go up to your fucking knee. There's roaches, later to be replaced by big ass thumb-sized Madagascar roaches, but we won't get into that part yet. I used to pick up the roaches, put them in a shoebox, and feed them crackers. I'd go outside, feed the ants crackers. I'd feed the neighbor's cat. I'd feed the neighbor's dog. I was kind of spucked. There was a butterfly that was drowning. I picked it up. I let it go. It flies back to me, lands on my shoulder. And keep in mind, I'm just a little kid. I'm like 5 years old. And I was calm, nice, probably the sweetest kid you'd ever fucking meet. And then next thing I know, the world's just beating living shit on me at every fucking turn. People just, especially people, were like weird towards me. It didn't matter if it was a neighbor, an adult, anybody. Like I said, nobody was ever genuinely fucking kind to me. I mean, some people would want to be nice because, oh, they want to play my Nintendo or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you felt like people were only kind to you if it was a interaction of a trade or whatever. Oh, what can I get out of you type of shit. You never had any genuine kindness. That's unfortunate.
Even from my own fucking family and my mom's sisters, brothers, and my cousins and shit, they've always treated me like shit.
Huh.
And it was like,
why do you think that is?
I don't fucking know. I hope it's just because they hate my fucking mom, because I hate that bitch too. She's dead. And you know what? Saya fucking Nara, crazy bitch. She actually tried to get me and my brother to kill our father. She tried to get me to do it by myself, tried to get my brother to do it, tried to get us to both do it. She tried to get us to hire a hitman. She tried to get her boyfriend's kids to fucking do it and all kinds of stupid shit. Keep in mind, I'm like 10 years old when she's putting that fucking idea in my fucking head.
Yeah, your mom was a goddamn disgusting piece of shit, bro.
Right? And add that with my crazy ass fucking brother, who I could talk to now, because I told him if he ever fucking like tries to fucking push me around, hit me, or practice some stupid fucking movie saw on fucking TV or any fucking thing, like if he ever lays a fucking finger on me, I'm gonna kill that motherfucker instantly. Punch to the throat, slice in the gut, watch that motherfucker die. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, you've been through a lot, T. I think you'd gotten maybe just fed up. You've had enough. And I don't blame you. Why do you think this all happened to you?
Like I said, I don't know what I did to piss Sky Daddy off. If there's a fucking God, then I must have done something to deserve hell. Which is weird because when I came here, I was loving feeding fucking cockroaches. Who the fuck feeds cockroaches? Of course, I'm a kid. I don't understand that they're roaches. I just see them as living things. They're my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were
That's a fucked up thing to say.
A sweet, beautiful hearted little baby boy. And you just had kindness inside of you and you just wanted to help the little roaches and the animals. And then life was like, well, that's not cool in my fucking reality. And it started tossing you curveball, 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 curveball. The whole reality seems to have revolved around sort of making your life tough, even to the point that total strangers were acting bizarre towards you, that their behavior didn't make sense. Why were people just being unnecessarily nastily at you when you were always kind and sweet? It was almost as if the whole reality itself woke up to the fact that you were a sweet, beautiful, loving little boy and said, well, let's fuck this all up and contaminate it.
Even that girlfriend I told you that says, I told her 67.
Yeah.
She would never make plans with me. Every day I'd be like, hey, you want to do something? No, I want to wait and see what my friends are going to do. Every fucking day, man. And that just got to me more like, oh, I got to do something to fucking make her break up with me, because I don't have it in me to break up with her. So I convinced her that I was all for Hitler's ideas of euthanization and shit. And if people are born retarded, maybe they should be put down because that'd be a hell of a life for them to fucking be, you know? I'm saying shit that I would never fucking say. Like, I'm sounding like my fucking brother because I figured that's the best fucking way to push people away. Be like that fucking idiot, you know? Which I kind of regret doing that, but at the same time, that's like I felt like I deserved better.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I would agree. So, what are you saying? Do you're saying that like even your ex-girlfriend or whatever was sort of just a pawn in this game of torment, you in your life, just another aspect of the matrix.
I'm not saying she was a pawn of, I'm just saying like even her, it's like there was never actually true fucking kindness or you know what I mean? I mean, she was like kind of animals and all that kind of shit. Like I wanted to stop drinking. She was always wanting to fucking drink. I didn't want to go to fucking parties, but if there was a fucking party and she had no one else to go with, and she'd be like, "Well, I guess, do you want to go?" I'm like, "Well, I want to hang out with you, sure, but I don't want to drink." But she insists that I drink, and I didn't like who I was when I fucking drink because then I get angrier and more pissed off at fucking life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've met a few angry drunks in my life. Yes, sir.
But I'm a genius drunk, man.
Are you?
It's like, dude, 2011. I had always talked about making a blog with my friend Jeremy, but he didn't want to do it. So, because we were doing the t-shirt thing. And I decided one day, apparently when I was drunk, because I drank like half a bottle of brandy or some shit, that I'm going to build a fucking website. I paid for it and I built the thing out, fully fleshed it out, had notes written out for me for when I'm sober, telling me what to do, how to do it, why I'm doing it this way. I mean, complete fucking details shit, man. Shit that I don't even do when I'm fucking sober. So I wake up, I'm like, what the fuck? There's notes in my fucking handwriting telling me this. Oh, by the way, you spent this much money, so don't buy anything, and so on and so forth. And I'm
T,
like,
you're
well, I guess I'm
channeling
fucking committed to
entities.
this now.
You know that, right? Like you know that entities are working through you, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's definitely what's happening. Like you're getting drunk, and then all of a sudden you're this channeling god of like intelligence to the point that when you're sober, you can't even really make sense of what the fuck you were writing. That doesn't make no sense. You're channeling entities that have a different level of intellect than yours. They're like working through you, or that's where you find yourself writing out of nowhere, and you're like, well, I don't even write shit. That ain't even me. I don't journal. I don't write shit down. What the fuck am I writing this shit for?
Well, I was
It
into
happens that way.
t-shirts. I was like designing them and not all that kind of shit. I had all this knowledge and I wanted to teach people how to do it. And then I signed up for affiliate programs. I'm teaching, okay, if you want to sell these shirts, here's an affiliate program where you can sell this exact shirt, creating competition for myself. And this is a designer that made it. This is the one, this is this brand of t-shirt. This is their the print method they used on it. So on and so forth. And 11 months later, it gets on G4 TV, Attack of the Show. And unfortunately, my bad luck at the fucking time, I did a WordPress update. It's like that fucking infamous one that fucked everybody up. It destroyed all the permalinks on my fucking site. I didn't even know they were going to put me on I never even heard of G4 TV or Attack of the Show. But they found my site or blog and they loved it. And all of a sudden, the fucking site went viral. And I kind of missed out on a lot of money, but it led to some opportunities for like freelancing and shit for like t-shirt brands and whatever, and art curation and writing other blogs and shit. And I'm dyslexic, but I had a knack for fucking bluffing my way through shit.
So wait, what's going on? What the hell's that? What is G4 TV's an old gaming thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. And they had Attack of the Show, and they had a segment on there called Threads, where they show like clothing, t-shirts, jewelry, and weird shit. And mine was the only blog ever fucking featured. And afterwards, as a thank you, I contacted the producer's assistant. I was like, you need to check out this brand designed by humans. You need to check out Full Bleed. You need to check out Miles to Go. You need to check out so on and so forth. And I got like several brands featured on there. And I wasn't doing it to be paid. I was just trying to help out because those are things I thought were fucking cool.
Mm. Oh, that's pretty cool then. But yeah, that's dude. I think you're I don't know when they attach you, but I think you're dealing with entity attachment. I think when you get drunk and it almost feels like you enter a new level of genius, I think what's going on is the entities are working through you. I don't know when they attached you, probably when you were a kid, probably when you first seen that lizard get cut in half, or when you received your first beating for no reason. It takes like a weird, at least in my opinion, it takes a low level or violent or traumatizing
I had
situation.
knives put to my throat at bus stops. I'd be at school, there's 11 of them, or 12 if you count the one with the utility blade to my throat, telling me to give them money. I'm laughing my ass off because I'm dressed in like the cheapest Walmart shit. I live in the crappiest house in the entire fucking town that doesn't get fucking torn down because my dad's the head inspector of the fucking city, in the engineering department. He's the one that goes around and looks at the bridges and all that shit and decides if shit needs to be rebuilt or not. Nobody's gonna fucking question him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So all that kind of weird violent shit.
Yeah, I think that shit like that happens, and these things attach to us during these events or these traumatizing events. These entities attached to us. I think you've been dealing with entity attachment the whole time, and I don't know if it's for sure permanently gone as of 3 weeks ago. But if you feel a shift in your personality, almost like, man, I just feel different. You may have finally defeated that demon. I mean, I wonder if these things stick to us so that we end up defeating them, and that is the process of growth. They really are like drill sergeant soul creation machines, but I don't know, it just feels like
I
we're
don't
being
know, but I'm
tormented.
fucking 45 and I wish it would have gone away a lot fucking sooner.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. Would you so what other so how old are you with the last phenomenon that we were just talking about? About how old were you when that stuff was happening?
Which one?
The one we were just
Which
talking
one?
about. The which one were we just talking about?
The blonde? The drunk?
The what? The drunk?
When I was drunk, making the blog.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. When you were doing that, when you were drunk or whatever, and you ended up doing the blog and the website. How old were you in that? That was you were in your 20s.
That was 2011 is when I made that, like February of 2011.
Okay, so you went from basically like it seemed like a young kid or teenager to almost an adult without having any other strange phenomenon happen to you.
No, there was the shadow creatures. There was the I was in, okay, this is what I call, it's either a dream or near death experience. I'm going to say wake up, but it's a dream or near death experience. So in the dream, I wake up from this fucking pod and I'm in this fucking room. It's very weirdly designed. There's this like electronic fucking urinal thing. The first thing I do is get up and I piss in it and it reads me my fucking vitals. I feel different. I think different. I'm groggy as fuck. I look at the pod and I remember, oh shit, none of that's real. My father's cancer's not real. My asshole brother, that fucked up life. Then I remember thinking, oh shit, it's my fault. I did this. It's like, I made this. Then the next thing I know, these little 3 fucking Android fucking things lead me down this fucking hall. Then it turns left and like a sci-fi fucking door opens up. Now, I had the feeling while I'm going down this fucking hall that I was going to be debriefed. Like I was going to go whatever the fuck, like I have to give my fucking report of what the fuck happened and what's going on, so on and so forth. But I don't remember seeing in the room and I don't remember anything after coming out of the fucking room. I remember feeling like I was on Demerol and I'm being dragged by these 3 fucking droid things back to the fucking pod and I'm trying to kick and scream, don't fucking put me back in there. Don't fucking put me back in there. Like really not wanting to go back in that motherfucker. So that's the short version. Fast forward, and that was like 2006, I think. Fast forward to about COVID. And you know when they start releasing those suicide pods?
Oh yeah, I remember something about that. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, it looked exactly like those motherfuckers. I mean, exactly. Same shape, same colors, everything. Except for mine had like this humanoid circuit board on the inside of it. Like you lay down in it like it's a fucking sensory deprivation tank or some shit. And you lay on your back and the fucking capsule closes in on you. And the next thing I know, I wake up, I'm in my brother's fucking truck again, thinking, fuck, I'm back on Earth. But whoever I was out there, I was remembering this place. And out there, I was way smarter than I am here. There, I knew math. Here, I don't know shit. There, I could probably program any fucking thing. Here, I don't know a damn thing. I do know that the spectrum, every color has a sound, a tone, a temperature, a hardness, a softness, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. there's various equivalents and degrees of anything, and you can program anything. And with that, you can filter anything. You want people to think a certain way, you just broadcast a certain fucking frequency. You want them to not get certain information, you put up a certain fucking frequency. You keep people that way as if they're in an energy vibration. That's the kind of shit I knew here my whole life since first seeing Spectrum and the flash went in my head of what the fuck that means, like what you could do with the fucking colors, to that fucking dream, out of body experience, whatever the fuck it was, near death experience, I don't know. That dude, whoever I was there, knew how to completely manipulate all that shit.
So,
and I felt like it was my fault. Like this whole fucking place, if it's a fucking, I don't know, simulation or government experiment. So it was like my thing was hijacked. Somebody took my tech and fucked with it, and I was guinea pig number 1 or something. That's what it felt like. Can't prove it. I mean, the thought did enter my head like it's my fault, and oh shit, somebody went the wrong way with this shit, you know?
So,
like,
what
think of it as like censorship. Like, if you wanted like censorship, you want to make people better, you'd have to get rid of all art that was pornographic and violent. You'd have to get rid of all movies and music that had these ideas that could corrupt people's minds if you wanted to start over. And the only way you could do that is if you somehow created a frequency band that kept everybody in like a soma state.
Yeah, but you're saying that they're using like certain frequencies against us to keep us from entering these types of states. So how do we deal with them?
I don't know. It was like, that was my fucking theory of what the fuck was going on.
So Tia, you really have to forgive me. Actually, at the beginning of the story you just told, I had actually went off camera for a second trying to fix this fucking. I ended up fixing it finally. I had pulled my fucking earlobe and ended up finding the muscle that was locking up in my ear that's been driving me crazy. But I got it. But I really didn't hear the beginning. What initiated? How did the beginning of that last story? How did it begin? What started that?
I went to sleep, or so I thought. Maybe I died in my sleep. I don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
I end up in this other fucking realm. I don't know if it's a dream. I don't know if it's a near-death experience. It has all the elements of a near-death experience. You wake up, you're in a different fucking place. You're being guided by these other beings. You go in to be debriefed. And you know you're going to be debriefed. This place was like, I can't tell if it's supposed to be space or if it's underground because there's no fucking windows. But this place was immaculately clean. And it was like red and fucking silver. And I was just thinking military. Because, I mean, it's stupid fucking clean. And there's no fucking people around. And it's a big ass fucking facility. And there's all this fucking technology around. There's these fucking nurse fucking bots, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. Like
Androids?
I might have to try to sketch them out to let you see them. What?
Like androids?
Kind of. Well, they were shorter. They kind of had that. If you had 2 woks, you know, the Chinese cooking pans.
Yeah.
If you had like 2 of them, like one up, one down, stacked on top of one another, that was the shape of their fucking heads. They were kind of short. They weren't Star Wars shit. They weren't Star Trek shit. Although that door might have been fucking Star Trek. Because that was a weird ass fucking door. When I first woke up from the pod in that fucking place, I had to piss really bad. And I ended up just going to the fucking wall right there where there's this fucking thing. I recognize it as a urinal. It gives me all kinds of weird vitals. It tells me my blood sugar and what's in me, what nutrients I need, and all that kind of shit, vitamins that I'm missing, blah, 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 blah. And it was like really fucking weird. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta go get debriefed. And so these fucking things are guiding me, even though I'm pretty sure I knew the fucking way. I think they were just trying to make sure I didn't run off. Not that there was any place for me to run off to. I never saw a fucking exit. Like, this was like in the middle of a fucking giant fucking complex probably that goes on forever. I didn't see any outside edge fucking anything. No doors, no windows, no hatches, not above, not below. All I saw were these fucking corridors and some doors that went to more internal rooms.
So, do you think that you're in a submarine, a spaceship? You just know you're indoors on some giant facility, basically huge facility.
I don't know, but I was more physically fit there. I know that because I've always been a weak ass motherfucker.
So when
Except for when I was running for a bit.
Okay, so you came to, you're in a totally different realm, and you know, like not like you thought, but you just knew, oh shit, I gotta go get debriefed, blah blah. So did you unplug from something? Were you just laying in a bed? Were you hooked up to a machine?
It was the pod. I woke up from the fucking pod, and inside that pod, when I got up and looked back down in it, there was this like fucking circuit board, human-shaped circuit board type thing in there, and I assumed the vents that were inside there were either pump oxygen in or pump gas in, some kind of fucking, I don't know.
So like a little pod, like the fucking Matrix type shit.
Different than that. It looked like I shit you not, it looked like the suicide pods that came out during the fucking COVID. Identical. That many years later, I freaked the fuck out when I fucking saw those fucking things on the fucking thing. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, did I kill myself? I'm like, is this the fucking afterlife? And if that's the case, then my fucking suicide attempt failed. And I was walking into that fucking room, figuring out what the fuck, you know, like forgetting that I was trying to kill myself. Like, hey, like, I don't know. I never got to talk to anybody. All I remember is going through the fucking door, nothing, and coming out the fucking door like I was given Demerol.
And so that's okay. So that's weird. So you didn't know, it's not like everything came to you, because what came to you was, oh shit, I got to get briefed. So that means you have this sort of like memory attached to that realm. But then you don't really know what those things were. You don't even know if they were guiding you or walking with you to make sure you didn't try to run.
They could have been fucking aliens, and my brain recreated them to look like droids. I don't fucking know. They could have been midgets. I just know they were fucking short, and from what I can remember, they were fucking those fucking walk-headed motherfuckers.
What the fuck? Fucking two walks? What connected? Oh, so they're connected at the pan part, and they have the two sticks sticking out of their head? Or
no, there's no sticks. But the fucking shape of the fucking pans is like the shape of the fucking
just
part
the
that's supposed to be the head, the eyes, the cameras, all that shit.
What the fuck is fucking going on?
That's the only way I could describe it. I can't say football because it's made of fucking metal and it's more cylindrical than a fucking whatever the fucking football shape is.
What the fuck?
So, I mean, I might could draw it. I'm a fairly decent fucking artist. I just fucking hate art.
I haven't done it in years. I used to be decent at it.
I can't make a living at it, so I just said fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, if you can do portraits, you can make a decent living, but there's a man, that's unbelievable. So, and then you went in. What happened? Did you go in and get debriefed?
That's what I'm saying. I remember the door opening, and the next thing I know, I'm coming out of the fucking door instead of going in. Anything that happened past that fucking door is like mind wipe. It's like if you work at a restaurant, it's like, oh, can you go get me the lettuce? And you go into the fucking walk-in cooler, then all of a sudden you forget what you went in there for.
Yeah, you said you literally just walked in and you were walking out, and you're like, wow, everything that happened in there was wiped.
Yeah, completely fucking wiped. And I knew they were gonna put me back in that fucking pod, and I didn't want to go back in the fucking pod because I hate this fucking place. I hate my fucking family. I like my dad at first early on, except for when I get beat because my mom would lie and say I was bad when I wasn't bad, or whenever I'd say I don't want to eat meat anymore, and I'd get fucking whacked with a fly swatter or a belt or a hand. Hell, I'd be eating, and if I'm eating too slow, my dad would have the fly swatter and he'd swat my hand. Well, that nasty ass fly swatter just went over my fucking plate, and I definitely don't want to eat it now. You know what I mean?
Ugh. Oh,
I mean, I hate my fucking family. I hate my fucking house I grew up in. I hate the fucking neighbors. And I didn't hate them at first. I grew to fucking hate these motherfuckers.
Yeah, you had a fucked up one.
And I've always felt sick and bad and guilty for hating fucking people. And I never wanted to fucking hate people. I never wanted to hate fucking animals. But I went fucking batshit nuts on a bunch of feral fucking cats. You know?
Oh, T, what do you mean? You killed a bunch of feral cats?
Well, one jumped up and bit my dad's finger one day, and there wasn't any food. Nobody wanted them. Didn't have the fucking money to have them fucking put down and all this other shit. And I was going through a bunch of shit at school, dealing with a bunch of fucking people starting shit with me there, and all kinds of stupid shit.
How old were you when this
Anyway,
happened to you?
Fuck, 17.
Yeah.
Like, that's the part when I fucking lost my mind. That's the part where I said I snapped. I mean, I went dark.
It happens.
A few years
dude.
before that, somebody was,
It happens, dude. I know people personally that have had to go dark or have gone dark, and it happens. I've actually never gone full. I think I did go dark, but it was only for like a week. Yeah, were you when you were in your dark stage? How long did that last for you?
oh, that probably lasted about 1.5 years, and then
A year and a half?
probably, like I said, I was just full fucking angry. It's like there's something that, like you said it best, something was attached to me. Because the whole time that was going on, I'm like, no, 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 screaming out in my fucking head, no. There's another voice inside my fucking head saying no, or a conscience or some shit. I mean, an actual audible fucking voice. And yet something did it any fucking way. Like, I didn't have control of my hands. I didn't have control of my mouth or the words that come out of my mouth. I didn't have control of where the fuck I walked. It was like all of a sudden I was being controlled. Just like most of my fucking life, if I want chocolate, I'm just choosing vanilla or some other fucked up flavor. Or if I want to go this place.
I think I figured it out, dude. I think that you are a government experiment, and your dad agreed to it. And I think that they were testing how to completely control people on you, bro.
I always thought it might be MK Ultra type shit, because even school is fucking weird. I wanted to be in music. First, second, third, and all that grade, they wouldn't let me. I remember being in music class in first grade, and I liked it. And every year after that, I wanted to be in it, but nobody would let me do it. And so somewhere I got ADHD, and I never picked it up, never bothered fucking learning and all that kind of shit. And I, like you, I was the exact same as you in school. Hated it, daydreamed all the fucking time, looked at it as a prison, always tried to figure out a way to escape if it did become a fucking prison. Figuring out who I got to shank if they did start shit with me and how I do it, where I do it. You know what I mean? Always watching my fucking back. My mind went all kinds of weird fucking places. Anything but the fucking stupid shit they tried to force it down my throat.
Yeah,
and what's weird is I can remember whatever the fucking teachers were saying. Like, I'd be trying to sleep with my head down, not paying attention to what they're drawing or showing. And then they'd be like, okay, TJ, what's this? And I'm like, I'll repeat everything they said word for fucking word. And they're like, and this dude dropped the pencil, this person over here sneezed, and you asked me, blah, 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 blah. Like, word for word, everything that fucking happened. After that, the teacher would never fucking ask me anything again.
Dude, I actually, what you just said, actually, I was an experience I did when I was younger, too. I did that a few times, I think, to just show off that I'm not as out of it as you motherfuckers think I am, too. Like, you think I'm over here just daydreaming. I am a daydreamer, but I'm definitely aware of what's going on around me. Like, if you're abused, you just have to be that way. You have to not have to be. I'll say you get scripted to literally pay attention to every single little detail that's going on around you all the time. And it's just a defense mechanism. It's because, things attack me, things can hurt me. Your brain switches to defense mode. It's like, okay, I need to defend myself, and you literally just watch everything and listen to everything. And I'd be off in my own head, but dude, I would be able to say, okay, this happened, that happened, and then that happened, and leave the teacher looking stupid as fuck. I did that multiple times actually growing up. That's interesting. These conversations really I enjoy these conversations because they fucking really jog my memory. And you know what? It makes me feel human for a moment, if that makes sense. When you say something that I remember happening to me as a kid, I go, oh my God, I remember that. I did that too. Man, for that quick moment right there, I feel just so human for a moment, if that makes sense. But I don't know if it's a nostalgia thing. What's up?
It might be. There'd be projects like you have to do this report, you have to have all these index cards and blah blah blah, and people would pay me to do their fucking shit for them, and I'd be doing mine half-ass, and I end up not doing mine, But I wouldn't do the homework. And every week I take the fucking test and I remember the fucking questions. And when we get them back, I see the ones that I miss. So whenever it's time to fucking take the finals, I just remember like to look at the ones that I missed, see what the answers are, because I already still remember all the other fucking questions and the answer they were to it. So I ended up getting like a fucking 96 or a 98 on the final. And we were told that if you don't finish the project or do the project or do the homework, there's no way you're gonna pass. I passed with the lowest possible fucking grade because of that fucking grade I got on that fucking final. And the teacher's like looking at me like I could have done this the whole fucking time. It's like, yeah, I could. Like, why do I want to spend my time reading shit that I already fucking know or I'm not interested in every fucking day for shit that's not gonna apply to my fucking life?
Yeah. T, you know what I think
If
it
I
was?
could walk in and pass it, you know?
I think a lot of the issue is a lot of these kids that they think are dumb are actually extremely intelligent. And while we're on day 29 now of this same lesson, this kid was bored fucking 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? He was ready to move on. I think if they would have progressed people like us at a level that made sense to us instead of leaving us just bored, repeating the same thing to us over and over and over and over and over and over like we were robots or something, we would have been better off. But no, it just gets to a point where you're just like, fuck this school shit. I'd stop doing my work. And then I started, and then I don't know, I remember I started looking at teachers like weirdos. Actually, I remember when I was a kid, I started looking at all authority figures as weirdos, cops, teachers, everybody that played a role of authority. I looked at as weirdos acting. I was like, y'all are fucking. So, and I liked, I don't know, I really like talking shit to them and reminding them that they're just human again, you know, saying like, you ain't nothing special to me. You know, Miss Parker, whatever the fuck your name is. You know, you think as you're a teacher, like you have this importance in my realm. You're just another meat monkey to me, lady. You know, just I don't know. I just anybody that takes the role of authority actually makes me uncomfortable, if I'm being completely honest. But
so, I've never wanted control. I kind of want to control my own fucking mind because I never fucking had it, at least not since age 5. I don't know what kind of trauma I went through before age 5. I don't want to fucking know.
Dude, any trauma at age 5 to even you could say to about 14, 15 is going to leave such a long-term effect on you, dude. And a psychologist would break it down to you. What a psychologist would say to you is that, well, here's what happened to you, Mr. TJ, is that you developed this extra part of your brain had a break off. This is the brain that you've been living with. It was created by you, blah, 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 blah. They would not recognize it as an entity. They would explain it all the way as if it was just something that happened to you from your traumas. And in a weird way, you could say they're right. They're just using a different terminology than I would use. But yeah, I think you were dealing with entity attachment, dude. And especially if you were having full-blown moments of no control. I mean, that's what would be called possession, you know? And I don't know why they attached to you. Do you think you were the only one that they were attached to, or do you think it was like everybody in your family?
I tried to get rid of it once. And the person that was there when I was doing it, it seemed like half of it went in them for a little while. Like, I still felt like the residue, but they started acting fucking weird for a bit.
Really?
That person turns out to be I think his exact words last time I spoke to him on Facebook a few years ago was both homicidal and suicidal. He's both sociopath and, well, just fucked up. And he didn't have any of those signs before when I first met him.
Oh my God. Dude, what the fuck did you do to that guy, bro? You cursed him with some half demon, went into him, and then you fucked his whole shit up, dude.
Remember, maybe. We call it the chaos experiment. We were at his house one day in the basement, and there was this bar there. And I stood at it, and I was like, something happened here. I said, I think it was a rape. And it might have been a murder, but a rape. And I started describing this guy. I'm like, there's this guy, flannel, mustache, And I'm describing him completely. The dude turns around and there's a trash can. He pulls a bunch of trash out of it, digging, looking for something, and he pulls out a fucking photo. And it's a photo that was in the house before they moved in. And it was exactly the person I was describing. But I'm like, explain like there was something that happened right here at this bar.
Dude,
Just
do you still
weird shit
experience
like that.
do you still experience stuff like this, let's say in the last year, T?
Sometimes I get the vibe like something's happening. I don't know how far away, like a wreck, a crash or something, or it's like, I don't know, somebody getting ill or whatever. I can sense certain shit. Or if there's like a violent crime or something, I can pick up on it here and there.
And I'm going to ask you one more time. What do you think's going on? Do you think you're psychic? Do you think so? You said before, you said, I think I'm a glitched NPC. Is that what you truly believe? I mean, is that like the best you've come up with so far to explain what's going on with you?
That's what I started thinking around age 17. That was before the Matrix. That was before Dark City. That was before the 13th floor. And remember, my first thought of it being a video game was when I was like fucking 5 and the fucking sky turned pink with black clouds. I don't know. It's like maybe that fall or the other shit. Maybe I had too many head traumas or something. But like, I don't remember much before going to my grandfather's house as far as being bad, before getting my ass kicked and all that weird shit. I remember at my grandfather's house being tripped, seeing that figure. I remember trying to walk around the house and it would seem like it was way bigger and longer than it should have been. And every time I was on a different side of the house, it'd be like a different environment. It'd be like watching the movie Beetlejuice. All of a sudden they're in sandworms, and next thing you know, they're in a fucking house. Well, like over here's trees, over here's like this is fall, this is summer, this is winter. Around one single trip around the fucking house. Like here's some dead trees. And then the next time I walk around, it'd be completely different again. Like it would look different to me. And the ground would keep tripping my ass.
What the fuck? The crap? You're literally are like an NPC glitching out. You're literally an NPC glitching out, dude. You're fucking literally tripping on the ground. You're glitching, dude.
Remember I asked if anybody fell through solid objects as a kid?
Oh my God, dude.
I fell through a wall. I was half stuck in the wall, seeing fucking all kinds of nasty shit, from cobwebs to fucking bugs and rats in the fucking wall. And it's black and just barely any fucking light because the house was shitty and it had cracks in it. I ended up stuck in a fucking chair. Like I went through the cushion and part of me got like stuck in between springs and shit. I ended up underneath the chair, but there's no way because the space underneath it you can't get into, and you can't fall through it because there's the springs and shit, you know, and the fucking cloth layer above it. But I ended up underneath it as if I was there and somebody put the chair on top of me. I kind of got stuck to a mirror once.
Oh my God, dude. What do you mean stuck to a mirror?
I touched it and I couldn't, my finger wouldn't let go.
Oh.
I've looked in the mirror and seen some shit behind me in the mirror that wasn't behind me when I turn around. People, faces, an object. I mean, I've had shit like that happen from time to time.
What the
So I don't know how much damage I did to my fucking brain before. I mean, this is all before drugs and shit. It's like just weird shit. Like I said, I've never known how to act in this fucking reality around people, around anywhere. I'm like antisocial as a result. I got almost the same personality as you. I took that test. I got 2 different results 4 times that I took it. 2 times I got INTP and the other one was INTJ. And fuck it, they're close enough. They got the INT part right, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think INFJ/A is what it gave me. But when I read it, I was like, dude, this thing really is exactly like me. But dude, you really are. You're an NPC glitching out. Because dude, when a character starts glitching in a video game, they kind of like go into the ground a little bit, into the ground a little bit. Ooh, they jiggle like that. So, dude, what's happening is you're going a step, but because you're glitching and your foot and the ground's in a different place, and then you trip on it. Dude, you're a glitching NPC, bro. You're a free guy.
At my grandfather's house, who I refer to as Paw Paw, I'd be on the porch. And it's a closed-in porch. You know, it's got the screen. You've seen southern porches. You've been to the South.
Yeah.
You live in the South, basically.
T, just so you know, all these things you're describing, I've seen all this exact same visual imagery you're talking about. Like, I grew up in the same types of environments and seen these same things too.
I'd be in this fucking swing. It's like a porch swing. It's not like a playground swing. It's the porch swing. And then there'd be this rocking chair that's still as fuck. There's no wind. That motherfucker would start rocking by itself. And my brother would see that shit and scared him. And he showed his girlfriend once when they went by themselves to visit my grandfather, and she got freaked the fuck out because my brother told me the fucking story. My grandfather would be sitting on the fucking porch swing, and that as we were leaving, and the fucking rocking chair would just start rocking by itself. And not like you'd think it would rock. It would rock with like a fucking pattern, like somebody in it, not like something bumping it, not like the wind. Like with enough fucking force and enough, it was like it had a mannerism.
Like it would speed up at certain points and sort of slow down at certain points. It wasn't just like back and forth. Yeah. Like somebody was literally sitting in there moving that bitch.
Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck?
I was still trying to figure out how that fucking one room got locked. Because it had to be locked from my side. You see what I'm saying? Dude. And this motherfucking hook at the top was way taller than me. Because it was one of those fucking eye screws, and you had that little hook that latches into it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like maybe fucking, I don't know, not even 3 feet yet. And this motherfucker's like, I don't know, it has to be like 6 feet high or something. Like, how the fuck did it get locked? And how did it get unlocked? How the fuck did I get out? I mean, I'd be screaming at the top of my lungs, and nobody went in looking for me. Like, they couldn't fucking hear me.
Yo, I just want to say to chat, I'm not really looking at chat. When I do these conversations, I like to just stay involved in the conversation. But I do want to say to chat, everything that T's saying right now, it's sort of pointing to simulated reality. All the stuff he's saying, really. So what I think,
that shit crazy, schizophrenic or something. I don't fucking know.
Could be as well. That's definitely a possibility. But especially if other people had seen shit happen, that's probably unlikely. He really is tapped in some sort of weird way. He's just had too many strange phenomenon happen to him for it to all be a coincidence or accident. So I think that what T is I hate to say this. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything like that. I'm just saying what I believe is a character that was being played by extra dimensional beings. So, like, we're a video game or a simulation, and they were really fucking playing with T. They were creating all kinds of scenarios and situations that to just literally fuck with him. They enjoy doing that, whatever they are. They're gamers. I mean, I don't know what to call it. Probably just gamers. Are they evil and sadistic? I don't know. When you play an MMO, are you evil and sadistic because you torment other NPCs? No, not really. It's just a part of the game.
Well, you are if you know they're sentient.
Do they know that we're sentient? And well, what is sentience? Maybe we're just really intelligent.
You're aware of pain. You can feel pain.
Yeah, but you would have to be programmed that way for me to enjoy tormenting you. Because when I torment you, I want you to really look like it hurts. I want you to really be suffering. Because in the game, we got to make it as realistic as possible. You know what I'm saying? So they got to really look like.
You can look that way without actually having the feelings. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Herbs.
Yeah, that's true.
You're gonna eat that carrot. You can feel every fucking thing you're doing. I mean, what the fuck?
You're right. That's evil. Do we know what's happening to us, though? I don't know if we know what's happening to us.
It could be a video game. It could be MK Ultra weird shit. See, my dad thought he was the fucking like, you remember seeing like government people, or he thought was government people, talking to his parents, and like they paid them off in order to do some weird shit to him, and he ends up going to the military. He claimed to have been a cook because he mouthed off saying he could cook better than this, and they forcing him to be a fucking cook. But the dude had a sniper rifle, and when he'd look at you, he'd tilt his head with one eye closed, just like snipers do. Shit, one time I saw him counting money, and I was like 6. I'm like, hey, Dad, look at all that money. He picks up his gun, points it at me, and tells me, put it back.
That's interesting. So yeah,
what the fuck?
I don't think it started with you, T. That's what I'm saying. For your dad to be saying something like what he was saying or whatever, that the government was doing whatever to him, he must have had some sort of involvement with them. And I don't know if he signed up for something. Maybe he thought it was a way to make some quick money. Oh, we're doing this little experiment. Who knows? But something happened that to make him think that. And then maybe he agreed to something. Maybe he said, okay, whatever, sure, I'll be a part of this, not realizing, dude, you're signing up for your kid to become like controllable by radio towers. Like, we're going to make him have a life where he wants to eat chocolate ice cream, but fucking he's going to end up choosing vanilla because the voice and because our technology is going to be making his avatar do what we want it to do, not what he wants it to do. Who knows, man? You could be you could be a government experiment. You could be a glitching NPC. You could be, man, I don't know. I think you're a glitching, not NPC, you're a glitching character. Maybe not an NPC. I don't. Who said it doesn't have to be NPC? You could be a glitching character. I don't know what caused you to glitch.
I don't know if I'm a player. I don't know if I'm a fucking NPC. I don't know any fucking thing. That's just it. I don't know anything. That's why my favorite song is "I Don't Know Anything" by Mad Season. Rest in peace, Lane.
Yeah,
and Lanigan. Lanigan's fucking dead.
Brother, Mike Starr's dead too. Mike Starr's dead. A lot of they're all fucking dead. Chris Cornell's dead. Anyway, just yeah, it's maybe they're the lucky ones, bro. I don't know. This realm. Do you enjoy your life, T?
I haven't enjoyed a damn moment of it ever. My last relationship, I think I confused purpose with love or some shit because I was ready to kill myself when I first met her. I was giving away my fucking website. And I found her online. And her profile said she liked art and fashion. And on my t-shirt blog, it's got art fucking close enough. And asked her, just to clarify, you like art and fashion? Her first words to me was like, are you gay? I laughed and I'm thinking, fuck no. But it's like, okay, that's a weird fucking thing to say, but I get it, I didn't know that she had a stroke. She has brain damage and all that. And she said she didn't have any friends and all this kind of shit. And she wanted to know why I was getting rid of my website. And I told her because I plan on killing myself in a few days. I had it all fucking planned. I was going to go to Mount Rainier, do a bunch of shit that I've never fucking done. Coffee, sushi, and just go on a bus, which I hate going on a bus because I never end up where I want to end up. Always get on the wrong bus or something stupid because I suck at travel. But I didn't care because it didn't matter if I come back or not. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I had a fucking big plan. And she was saying how like she can never get away because her injury and people just use her and so on and so forth. And she didn't want me to go because she thought I'd be a good friend. And I figured, fuck it, why not? I'll try it. So that gave my life a little bit of fucking purpose. Did I enjoy being hit, screamed at, or the passive aggressive shit from her fucking mom and all that kind of crap over the years? Fuck no. There were moments I thought were great and sweet and shit, and I don't hold anything against her. I mean, if anybody's going to be allowed to fucking hit me, it's going to be the person that has brain damage and half the body's paralyzed because they can't fucking help it. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah, it was unfortunate how that last one ended. But you basically haven't enjoyed your life any moment of it. My life sort of like that. I am sort of a happy-go-lucky by nature, so I can make the best of things even when things aren't that good or whatever. I guess that's a good trait to have, or like a secret weapon. But overall, my life's been tough right since the beginning, like abuse, just violence, being poor, struggling all the time, seeing the nastiness, being bullied sometimes, having to fight all the time, having to, constantly stick up for myself. Just, it was tough, man. And a lot of shit growing up with my brothers, even that was kind of traumatizing. Again, like you had said, being introduced to sexuality at a young age, being introduced to, faces of death at a young age, just being, uh, there was a lot of shit in our lives that was fucked up. And we came up in a really dark place. Why do you think we went through what we went through?
I don't know, but you turned out all right. You didn't lose your fucking mind.
Oh, I did. I did 2 times. I lost my mind. But I always was able to kind of come back a little bit. I can feel when I'm getting close to going crazy. I can actually feel it.
Yeah, but you didn't go full on dark, man.
No, I haven't gone. Well, for a week I did. For a week, okay. So
Then again, it might not have been me. It could have been something else going dark through me. But either way, I feel like shit as a result of it.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that was
You had a week of like you were dark.
where I was scared. Well, I was scared because I felt like I didn't have actual control anymore. I don't know. Explain. I was just like, yeah, I'm going to end up killing myself. I mean, not. I didn't think I was going to kill myself. I knew I was going to kill myself, and there's a weird difference there that I don't know how to explain it. But I was actually scared. I mean, it scared me a little bit, and I was like, oh, I'm actually in really bad shape, and yeah, that's why I started smoking weed again, and then I started meditating, and yeah, it was just I was real dark, and during that week, I was not malicious or evil or nasty to anybody. But I'll tell you what, if somebody would have said the wrong thing to me or disrespected me, I would have beaten them to death. And that's why I was saying I was just really in such a bad way mentally for that week. I wanted to die. Like the thought of death was like so relieving to me, like popping an irritating pimple or something. It was just like it would have been a relief to just blow my fucking head off. I hated the thought of being alive. And yeah, during that week I was a mess, dude. That was the worst week of my life. Maybe it was 2 weeks. I can't remember. It felt like an eternity to me. It felt like a long time, and I felt like I was in danger, and I felt like, if some jagoff would have said something crazy, I would have ended up in prison. But
Relate, man. That was my every fucking day.
yeah. And I didn't have control
There's
of it.
one
My
thing I
mind
can
snapped
tell
on
you.
its own. My mind snapped on its own when my dog died. It just happened. I had no control over it.
I don't think we have control at all. I think that's an illusion. I think time's an illusion. I think space is an illusion. There was another thing. This was spring break, and for a week, like a forecast on the Weather Channel said it was going to be clear and sunny for an entire fucking week. And I had these words in my head that were there since I was younger. And I always had the impression that they help with the weather, or at least they help you focus. And if you think about the weather while saying these words, while you're doing the mantra chant or whatever, it would cause the fucking weather to fucking happen. And I'd played around with it before and it worked. It'd be a clear sky, and all of a sudden, from all directions, I mean a full fucking circle, going in towards like a donut hole, like all the fucking shit coming together in one central location, clouds of shit were forming. So I was fucking doing this shit, thinking it all day. And this is, like I said, the day before spring break. And I'm imagining what I want to happen in the sky while saying these fucking words just to myself, muttering them very quietly. And my one friend knew what I was doing because he seen me do it before. And we ended up going to Votech, which lasted like 3 or 4 hours. I can't remember. Then on our way back, I was starting to describe what was going to happen. I said, there's going to be a wall cloud forming behind the school. And then I said something stupid. I said, someone's going to get in the wreck and watch it be me. Well, my dad goes and picks me up because it's like a half day because I don't have any classes in the afternoon because I got out of Votech and it's spring break. We start to go to the laundromat because I need to wash clothes before going to visit my sister up in Nebraska. My dad decides to pay attention to the fucking wall cloud behind the fucking school. And he's not seeing the fucking flatbed pickup just dead parked in the middle of the fucking highway. And we end up smashing into it. He's wearing his fucking seatbelt. He gets 9 broken ribs. I'm not wearing shit. I'm getting a dip put in my mouth. My head hits the windshield and my throat goes through the dash like fucking butter. He ends up in the hospital for like a week. I end up released 4 hours later. But the friend I was talking about, he heard about it almost immediately because one of the classmates was an EMT. And That freaked him the fuck out because it happened word for word, like I fucking said. And it only took like 15 minutes for that to fucking happen. Although the weather thing took all fucking morning.
And tell me something, when one of these things happens, when it happens, you go, this is what's going to happen, and then it ends up happening. How do you perceive it happening? You're just sitting there and it feels like a thought enters your mind, or a belief, or just a knowing. How does it happen to you?
Well, my brother and I call this the bard's tongue. And it seems like if you imagine, it's like manifesting more than anything. But sometimes you get a thought that might be intrusive that fucks the whole fucking thing up. And then you say something stupid like, watch it be me. I told my brother he's going to win the fucking lottery, or his numbers will win the lottery. But I didn't specify whether he'd have a ticket or not. He forgot to buy the fucking ticket. His wife's fucking numbers, every one of them fucking hit. It was their birthdays and anniversary. And that would have been $438 million or some shit a couple years ago. 430 something. It's like, I knew he'd blow it. He always fucking does. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is important. Don't lose it. 2 minutes later, it's like the motherfucking thing never fucking existed. He's a fucking idiot.
It almost
And,
makes you wonder.
I hope he listens to this.
It almost makes you wonder if they do stuff like that on purpose just to fuck with you. Because I've actually dealt with people like that, where you'll say to them, "Don't do this. That's a bad," and that's exactly where they go to it. It's like, huh?
And again, maybe they have an entity in them making them do the opposite of what they want to fucking do. They could be suffering through the same shit. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. When we're living from that perspective, everybody's a potential enemy. Everybody's a potential victim. Everybody's a potential, aspect of the matrix to be used against you. It's a scary place to be, and we don't know what this realm is, and we're in an interesting experience here. I'll say that it's definitely interesting. Some people would say, "Well, yeah, if getting a fucking whole leg shoved up your ass sounds interesting to you," but I don't know. To me, this reality is definitely interesting. At the very least, it's interesting. Maybe not enjoyable, but definitely interesting. T, I'm getting pretty tired here. It's almost 3:00 in the morning. We could continue this conversation.
I'm gonna have to come back and reread this chat because I'm not watching the chat right now. I'm just on Discord.
Yeah, I've only glanced at
this. What other people are talking about.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what everyone was saying too. I've only glanced at chat a few times, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for the conversation and not judging me too much.
Yeah, hey man, dude, I will judge you, but that's because that's the way that my brain is programmed to be. I don't mean to do it, and I try to obviously work against judgments and so. But yeah, we all do it, and I try to be the best version of myself. But yeah, thanks again, T. I appreciate you. We need to finish this conversation another day.
Sure, man. Whatever. You need to tell more of your stories, though.
I've already told them all. I mean, I was thinking about making a whole video about all the paranormal experiences I've had, all just in one video. Because I have, when I started talking about them, I realized, damn, I've actually had quite a few of them now I think about it. Because there has been a lot of little weird moments in my life. But
that guy in the car experience that you had.
Yeah. Yeah, not just me. My brother Dean was there. My buddy Sean, his older brother, was there, and then there was like one or two other kids there too. And
ugly fucking 70s car, right?
Yeah, like one of them old boat like Lincolns or Cadillac, so something like an old squared fucking piece of shit. And he was just driving by, and I remember he had like
seat cover. Was there a seat cover?
Yeah, he had well, no, but it was just it would look like knitted cloths, or like something an old woman would be doing, kind of like an old
crochet.
Yeah, like an Indian looking type crochet thing on his seats or whatever. And he drove by, and he was just sitting like super still and like robotic.
That weird gray fucking hair, like sticking out like the Violator from Spawn.
He definitely had gray hair, but it wasn't sticking out all weird. He was actually very well dressed and clean cut, I guess you could say. Like he had a button up flannel. And I still remember he drove past us very slow, so I got a clear view of this dude. What was weird is just
face stiff.
His face didn't move, bro. That's what I was just about to say.
No, I mean, like, if his face, like, you know how some people have puffy cheeks, some people have like flat, stiff shit. Was his flat, stiff?
Yeah, his face looked like, well, okay, when okay, how can I say this? When everybody else would drive by, they would have like reactions to you. They would look at you. This dude didn't move, man. His whole face just sat there like that and didn't move. And as he drove by, he just drove by real super slow. And I looked in the window and I could see that his seats were covered. I could even see, enough to see that his shirt was tucked into his pants, and he had on a brown belt, and he had like tan looking slacks, I guess you could say. And he was just driving like this. And we through the rocks. They went bling, bling, bling off his car, ting, 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 and he just slowly drove right past. And then he fucking, as he went, his head turned around, looked at us, and nothing else moved. Like his hands were still on the steering wheel. Just he went like this, but it never stopped. It just kept going until he looked at us. We all screamed and we ran up the fucking driveway and freaked the fuck out. But yeah, that was one of them. But yeah, actually, we had a bunch of them. But yeah, I'll probably make a whole video talking about them, T. But all right, brother. Thanks again for coming on, T. I'll catch you on the next one, brother.
Hey, man. Have a good night.
Peace, T. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that conversation. I'm gonna have to go back and just to reread chat. So I might take a day off on stream, and I've been going pretty heavy, so a day off ain't gonna really hurt me. I mean, there's about 20 hours worth of streams for people to watch if they haven't seen them. But I'll probably watch this one back and check out the chat, and it'll be interesting for me. Thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate you all. Until next time, my loves.